Hi traders. So in today's video I will talk about some really awesome stuff, and actually I will continue my series about news trading elements because it is one of the most interesting parts of trading that almost everybody thinks doesn't work, that they are wrong. And actually in my opinion, in today's video what I will talk about will be the most interesting index that you can find in an economic calendar and that you can actually trade if you do the right analysis and if you do your calculations and correlations. And in this video I will give you the best view and perspective on this economic indicator, so you will be able to really see why is this indicator so important and what is the trick that actually will make this indicator so efficient if you want to start news trading. So what I will talk about in this video: retail sales. Retail sales. So basically it is a pretty simple concept, and I will try to explain it as quick and as simple as I can, because for complex studies and stuff you can read complex analysis, but in this video I want to give you the base for that. So basically, in a country's economy, when people consumers feel safe and secure about their jobs, they tend to spend more on durable and non-durable goods. And it is pretty obvious, because if you feel safe and secure, you can actually spend some extra money on stuff, because you know that at the end of at the end you will still have job and you will still have money, and the next month you will get your salary, and so you won't just gather as much money as you can because you feel some uncertainty, and you have family, you have rent to pay, and you won't pay as much naturally than if you know that your job is secure, your country is doing really well, and everything is just safe. And it is completely normal human behavior. It is actually can be seen in the animal kingdom as well, because it is just, if you don't feel safe and if you don't feel your surrounding that as it will provide you food and shelter and water, you are just tend to not just tend to gather, and this is completely normal. It is how you survive on earth. So retail sales are a really efficient indicator, because, and listen carefully, besides GDP, it is the best indicator of a country's economy and the strength of a country's economy. Of course, GDP is the best, we know that, but actually, and this is the key, actually retail sales are a very good indicator for the future performance of the country, and therefore the future performance, the future number of the GDP. And retail sales are actually issued monthly, but we know that GDP is a quarterly number, and so what we do is we analyze the retail sale numbers of a country, and we look back to the past and we analyze what is the correlation basically between the retail sales numbers until the point when the quarterly GDP numbers are announced. And it is just, if you, I know you are already thinking that, man, that seems like a good idea to look for correlations between them. And yes, it is. It is actually, you know, a really good tool that analysts use to predict GDP as well. So if you want to trade the news, or you want to be a manual trader or anything like that, and you want to have a system that you can establish, just analyze the correlation between the retail sales for each month and the retail sales for each month, and combined with the GDP, the quarterly GDP data, and you will have basically an advantage over the market if you will do that. Now, retail sales are a bit tricky to read by themselves, because it is, retail sales are also depending on the wage growth and the overall productivity of the country. Of course, there are correlations for all these, but in my opinion, if you watch my other video about CPI, the Consumer Price Index, and you add retail sales to it and GDP and look for the correlations between them, you will have a high chance to establish and create a system that will work for you. And in this video series, I will talk about all the different indicators, market indicators, that you can use in your news trading. And I can't say it enough that, look, you know, you can't do the following. You can't do that you just analyze retail sales and GDP for 1 year. It won't work. I recommend to analyze this data and find correlations for at least 5 to 10 years, because that will give you enough data to actually create some real analysis and some real system that before the GDP number is announced, you can place your trade. So it is really important. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a simple one about, you know, retail sales and the GDP correlation, and just a quick idea to news trading and what to look for. Because if you want to be part of news trading and you search YouTube videos and the internet, it is too complex in my opinion, and unnecessarily most of the time, because it can be simple if you have a logical brain, you know, and if you are kind of an analyst like person, because it will take you very long hours to analyze this data and write equations and give, you know, maybe give it to this a algorithmic system to find you parameters. But it's really worth it, because it can work. And watch my other videos about these news trading indicators, because I will add more layers to this. So yeah, be safe, be strong, and watch my videos. Ciao.